Hey, what is up guys, Massive here, back to do another video, and in today's video we've got a brand new map that I'm playing. I don't think I've ever showcased this map in a video. I may have demoed it in one of my other videos, but not in an actual game, so first time we're seeing it here on this channel in a real game. It's going to be versus R20. This was a standout game in our last series of games, and right off the get-go there's some differences to this map compared to all of the others, with the most notable difference being the type room silo in the corner. Both players have access to a type room silo. It's not balanced like it is in vanilla, which in vanilla is quite frankly broken. It gives you $5,000. That's too much of a cash boost early on. It was rebalanced in the community patch to give $1,500. You get $1,000 if you consider that the $500 is basically a refund for the engineer. It's a small boost of income that acts like a type room spike in the first 2 minutes of the game, and then afterwards the map turns into a one spike map, since the tip silo doesn't offer you anything besides additional resource capacity. You don't need to really build silos as Scrin, that's redundant as we all know, since they don't need silos. And furthermore, they do have utility in that they give a large vision radius. So in the corner of this map you'll be able to see flame tanks and descents coming your way. It's just great to have it there anyway. Plus, if your opponent is a GDI or not faction and they're floating more than $2,000, destroying refineries and silos can result in them losing a percentage of that income that they have. It's not nearly as bad as it is in prior C&C games, where you lose a significant portion of your economy if you lose a refinery. Here it will happen, but it's not so big of a deal. So 5 and 2 on this map. We're playing as the R20, but we're playing as the vanilla GDI. And this map has some very incredible lighting. Got to give it credit to Desolator Trooper. Interestingly, the reason why the map looks like this is because it's missing an environment map. So he made a map which doesn't have an environment map. On AMD GPUs it appeared fine, but on Nvidia it was all pink. It was like there was a missing texture. So I gave him a hand and I was able to substitute the texture for a black one. Just having an environment texture as a pure black texture made it appear the same for both AMD and Nvidia GPUs, regardless of the driver behavior, because there are some driver differences between the two GPU manufacturers. But I'm not going to go into that here. As far as Kane's Wrath is concerned, there is differences between the two, but I've got it looking the exact same with both of them. So a lot of gunwalkers coming out here for me early on, which is pretty standard as R20 against GDI. I'm planning to go for a cultist gunwalker combo in this game, which is seldom seen in 2025. But given the rush distance is pretty small on this map, it may work out, it may not. It's typically good on maps where there's a lot of garrisonable structures, like on Small Town USA. You can just grab a house and then take refuge inside of one of the many buildings there are in the middle of the map. GDI have garrison clearing capability in the form of grenadiers, but it's costly and inaccessible for them compared to Nod and GDI. Nod and Scrin, that is. As Nod, you can even sell off at Operations Center and get a Black Hand Squad. So R20 already has the AP ammo upgrade researched on his APCs. I'm going to cross over this river. Corruptor I brought along to DPS down the watchtower. It's a little bit faster, since the gunwalkers don't have a lot of DPS against structures. They're mostly good against APCs and hammerheads, but the reason I'm building them is predominantly due to the hammerheads. If you fuse a buzzer to a gunwalker or any Scrin unit, you're going to have garrison clearing capabilities. If you didn't know, you can also detect stealth units, such as a stealth Redeemer. Redeemers can be detected if you fuse a buzzer to a tripod. Won't need a seeker to see it trying to crush you. So he's going to push me back there with this force. He's already got 2 watchtowers. Is responding to my attack in the top. Those cultists sadly will be killed off by the hammerheads. I know now that he has hammerheads, so I have to be extra cautious. He's pulling his units back. Good micro from him. It just takes 1 micro error as, well, GDI or Traveler to lose this game. Those shadow attacks he's mixed in are going to be extra good against the gunwalkers, which are very tanky, hard to get rid of. Usually at this point in the game you'd see players go for a shock trooper spam, but against the large AP ammo presence on the map, I don't think that's the best choice at this time. So I'm going to rush all the way to my tier 3 and get tripods out. Ideally I want to eradicate a hexbot out, so we're going to go get that too. Something I could consider here is putting growth accelerators on my Tiberium field. It's going to be hard to expand out on this map with GDI lurking around on it. GDI, I'd say, have the advantage on such a map, especially if they base push you with Juggernauts and then Marv. You can't exactly hex lane like you could in vanilla with this community patch, since the teleport EMP'd hexapod bug is fixed. You can't have a phased unit that's remained phased for an indefinite period of time like you could before, which did affect gameplay significantly. All these bugs and issues have been fixed. And I'm working now on this hexapod. Prodigy comes out, but it's not going to do a whole lot for me. I could deploy my drone ship here and build a signal transmitter, try and take over his MCV, prevent him from expanding. But I'm going to opt to expand to my 3rd, and hopefully he's doing the same. I'm going to escort this MCV here with these gunwalkers. That cultist gunwalker push earlier on failed to achieve what I wanted. He's got sniper teams in my base, and up close and personal with those shock troopers, they're not going to stand a chance. They've been found out. As Tri-59, the blink ability on the shock troopers comes as standard. You don't have to purchase any upgrades. The 2 upgrades you do get, however, are the advanced articulators and plasma disc launchers, which gives them anti-air capability. Very useful against GDI, because Firehawks can be pretty oppressive later on. That's why I'm starting to deploy a lot of AA turrets around my base, just in case he builds Firehawks and attempts to kill my accelerator, technology assembler. So I did a play there to, well, you saw what just happened. I put a lightning spike down to bait shots from the Juggernaut and the Marv to kill the MCV. MCV does live. This hexbot's going to try and finish it off, but he places a clutch barracks and denies the line of sight on that Eradicate hexbot. His MCV was 1 shot away from death, especially since that hexbot had shock trooper garrisons inside of it. Its DPS was not low. I placed the Prodigy I built earlier into the hexbot. It's essential, I'd say, in this matchup, because it gives you the option to jump onto the enemy units and crush them. But in R23, there is a slight delay before you can move after blinking with the Eradicator, so you can't just instantly crush mammoth tanks and juggernauts like you could before. There is going to be a slight delay. You can see the animation also takes a little longer when it jumps. So its utility to hex lane is drastically reduced. You can't really hex lane anymore. And to top it all off, the Corruptors heal the hexapod at a reduced rate compared to 1.02. So it is severely nerfed compared to the previous patch. He's maintained control of that Tyrone spike in the corner. Both of us have control of 1 spike on this map. There's no other neutral structures of interest here. There's no EMP control center to take over or any other strategic assets. He's going to use this Marv to take all the tip that's available to him. I'm going to spam out Devastator warships because I have nothing really to combat these Juggernauts. It's not the most ideal thing to build against Juggernauts, since these do grenade damage, which doesn't really counter vehicles too well. But considering that Juggernauts and Spectres have low HP, pretty weak units if you can do damage to them of any kind, it's okay. You can DPS them down slowly. It's going to certainly force a response out of the GDI player. One thing I like about Devastators is that they also will prioritize infantry, which is quite helpful here, since they'll kill any Grenadier squad that he has, allowing my Hexbot to maybe later on blink on top of his units and get some crushes. But yeah, he's pushing me off of my expansion. He's there on my third. He's going to use the supersonic airstrike. It does a ton of damage, in fact, to the Devastator warships. I've got 2 gravity stabilizers, which I can use to heal those up. 6 repair drones come with those. And he's going to use the sniper team in my base to bombard and destroy the technology assembler. Sadly, I was unable to complete the Traveler Engines upgrade, which would have been really helpful in this situation. It grants your warships with a 60% increase to movement speed, allowing you to escape all kinds of dangers and threats. Marv will take quite a lot of damage from the Devastator warship since it's a large unit. That was really clutch there, jumping away from that shockwave artillery. I can't escape it in this patch. If my unit gets EMP'd, the teleport won't work, so that was super clutch. I was able to dodge the shockwave artillery, probably by a fraction of a second. Another Icor Seed, and I'm doing what I can to push him off of this field. I've got to set up a refinery on the other field. He is there as well, harvesting away. That's why I'm placing down photon cannons. I've got that shard launcher upgrade, so those can be pretty good against the harvesters that are stealing tip. I'm preemptively placing turrets because he's going to try and harass me over there with this APC army. He's at the same time pulling me away from my own base defenses. If he takes an engagement in the middle of the map, I'm not going to have those really good shard AA turrets that I can use to defend with. He's also got Firehawk still, so the Devastators are a bit vulnerable here to being shot down. I'm going to set up one of these gravity stabilizers. 2 no longer is required, and this really is a bit of a micro battle. I've got a lot of gunwalkers at my expansion, but there's no easy way in getting them to my third base without being picked off, so I've got to carefully plan this. You can see the Eradicator's recycler abilities radius. It's represented by that decal that it has when you select the Eradicator. It's pretty big, but the Eradicator's recycler has been nerfed in this patch. It's actually only going to give you 10% for each unit killed, 10% of each unit's value. Before that was 15%, so yeah, yet again another nerf to this unit. Marv is on half HP. He does have 2 assimilators in there, so it is regaining health slowly. And I'm thinking of jumping on top of those juggernauts, but he has those grenadiers still. And that was so close right there. Almost lost the Hex Squad once again. 2 Devastator warships. They're not gonna accomplish what I'm looking for here. They might scare away his Marv, but he's gonna push the initiative. He's got hammerheads above 2 grenadiers as well to EMP this Hex and one-shot it with his juggernauts. And with just 2 tripods, I'm not sure if I have even the units here to kill the Marv. He's going to now target my drone ship. I have no way to save this. I don't have my tier 3, so I can't pack it up and use the phase. Not that I would want to use the phase on that. It's better saving it for the Hex spot, but yeah, I don't have a build queue now, nor do I have really anything. Hexbot's going to get some heals. I thought, hey, he's got these pesky hammerheads out and about. There's not much in the form of anti-air. APCs are on like 1 HP. So I can take out those APCs. Perhaps it will give me a window to destroy the hammerheads. I'm going to power down this portal here so these shock troopers aren't getting milked outside of the portal. Those hammerheads are just going to pick away at my infrastructure, at my base, and soon my expansion will be taken out by those juggernauts. He's going to now engage this Eradicator. I feel like now's the time because these jugs are getting way too much damage dealt on me. Storm Riders above, trying to take out the hammerheads. Cultists just being Q moved in. I couldn't really take what I wanted with them, since he's got so much in the form of anti-infantry. Eradicate Hexpod goes down, tripod goes down. I've just got one tripod left. I'm targeting down the Juggernauts, preventing that damage so that the tripod doesn't get killed before his Marv does, and that was so clutch there. There's one Firehawk above. I'm assuming that has AA loadout on it, perhaps not. But yeah, those 4 Storm Riders definitely coming in clutch. They're destroying those hammerheads and preventing this army from retreating and escaping. So rarely can you say that about Storm Riders in the late game. They're such a really a unit that is so damn, I'm trying to figure the word here. Situational. They're so situational as a unit. You shouldn't just build them every game, but when the situation demands it. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that game there on Plains of Italy. It's a very different map. Try 59, of course, but as I mentioned throughout, it's nerfed compared to before. In particular, the Eradicate Hexpod is a lot weaker when it comes to laming it, so that was a really good game to demonstrate some of the changes in R23, and again, the map is pretty good to look at. It's a very nicely made map by Desolator Trooper. Anyways, this is it from me, Master Sleep. Hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.